to war.
Okay, let me in fact quickly also address some more breaking inputs coming in. The US Treasury has said the Madrid talks would also cover anti-money laundering efforts. The money laundering issue is a reference to US's long-standing demands that China clamp down on illicit shipments of technology goods to Russia, and that of course it continues through this Ukraine war that is happening. Let me bring in Andrew Leung for this. Andrew, US has said this aspect is also on the table.
Well, I think that the presidency is looking at the whole situation holistically, as I said. You just can't dissect the relationship into different pieces. First of all, this whole mantra about democracy versus autocracy is misplaced because each country is different. Because of each country has got different ideology, different history, different economic circumstances. It doesn't mean that a country is not, does not have a democratic system, it is necessarily bad. And because the countries have got different, as I said, political, social, historical circumstances. I mean, for example, there are lots of other autocracies around the world, including Saudi Arabia. And then, of course, the United States had been friends with Saudi Arabia for a long, long time. So, and of course, if you talk about China's system, if you look at the recent studies by the Harvard Kennedy School, the Ash Center report, which was out about a couple of years ago, and also the Endowment Trust Barometer based in New York, they all look at the various peoples around the world, the degree of support of the government. China really comes on top of that people because the people in China, their lives have been dramatically changed, even though, of course, obviously, there are less freedom in certain areas. So it doesn't mean that it's a necessarily bad system in the eyes of the Chinese people. It's just like the different families have different ways of raising their children. And then why should there be a one-size-fits-all? So I think that this mantra about the necessarily enmity between countries with different ideologies necessarily should come to terms with, come to blows with one another, I think it's a bit of nonsense. So I don't think that China would believe in that. So as I said, at the end of the day, China wants to have peace, to have a cooperation with all countries, regardless of their ideology. And I think that's how the whole work works, because there is no one-size-fits-all. You look at all the countries in the world, in the Global South, how many so-called democracies are there? And even democracies, I mean, what about the kind of human rights in the so-called democratic systems? Look at the United States itself. So I think that this mantra about democracy and autocracy is really large.
Okay, more breaking news, in fact, now coming in. Chinese academic Bao Jianyun